We are back from our hiatus, baby. And I think all of you are ready for some football. Because I am, baby. And I told you. Who told you? Who told you, Joe? Who told you? Who said Roger Goodell? Who said Roger Goodell is a money-grubbing whore and wants this season to happen?
Pharaoh did.
I did, baby. All I'm saying is this. We were in a hiatus. We had to make sure all the news and notes were coming in because we got a lot to get to today. But
Right.
First things first, I think you want to say something to the listeners and
I
tell them what's good.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I pulled what's known as called a Pete Davidson. For those, and I'm assuming this is all of you, that are not huge SNL fans and follow week by week, Pete Davidson had a time this past year where he took about a month off for a vacation, quote unquote, aka rehab. Now I essentially did what's called a stay-at-home rehab. I cut myself off from most things, including this podcast, and doing my stupid rants and what have you at Little Joe Ooh, go follow now. And you know, I had to get control of my drinking. I was about 6 or 7 beers a night putting myself to sleep. I was drinking here at the show nude, which was, I think, distracting a little bit. We had my beer burps and all that good stuff. Not only that, I was losing thousands in gambling, buddy. So I decided, you know, kind of like Pete Davidson, where he couldn't get over Ariana Grande. He was getting dick tattoos. He was fucking doing little cuts here and there and just living the Pete Davidson life and dyeing his hair blonde. And now I am back. I am clear-headed. I am officially, as of today, as we don't count the days, but I'm officially about 2.5 weeks sober now, man. Don't even think about it anymore. It's something I wanted to get ahead of. It's something I want you all to know. It's why I didn't do the show. I want to give you the best that I can be, the best Joey D, and that is what you're going to get here on out, and feel pretty goddamn good, dude.
Hey, man, I mean, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're all mentally stable now. I mean,
somewhat. I mean, let's not say all mentally stable. I still am Joey Dorr.
I mean, you still are Joey, but you're not like the Joey that we are gonna love to hear kind of throw up in the mic. So I'm happy for that.
I'm keeping the mics clean. Muffin tops are going away. The beer muffin tops are going away, dude. The bod's coming back, baby.
Congratulations.
Looking good.
Kind of opposite. I mean, it's still fall's coming, so you don't really need to get in shape. But you know,
hey, baby, I love a little hot tub in the snow, man. The dick does not get small; it only gets bigger, and the nipples get harder. Trust me,
right.
I beat the typical science.
Right. And you know what? This is the face of the franchise, baby, and we do not shame anybody for anything that they do, especially their kinks, especially their...
We're getting into kinks now. I can talk for a little bit on that.
They're things that turn
we
them
got
on.
some kinks today,
So,
don't we?
You know my favorite thing. You know what my favorite thing is.
Can I just say, I'm sorry, and I just know I just shit all over that transition, but you came back so strong after our hiatus with probably your best transition ever.
Hey,
probably your best transition ever.
The jokes write themselves. The jokes write themselves now. I'm telling you.
They just come, baby. It's just easy. Dick tattoos and kinks, man.
Let me tell you something. About this. So if nobody knows, a lot of people's fearless leader, OBJ,
absolutely.
likes to be a number 2 wide receiver. And I know that joke is played out, but it's...
Okay, come on! You started out so strong!
And you know what's funny about the whole thing is that it was made by the Kanker sisters from Ed, Nick. That's what I'm saying. The Kanker sisters put this man on blast. The Kanker sisters really said this man likes to get shit on for pleasure. And now let me just preface
came back
this.
on fire,
Let me preface this on this. Like, if it was any other player, you'd be like, okay, they're capping, they're doing this, they're lying, whatever.
It's some Instagram whore trying to get attention and what have you.
If I told you OBJ likes to get shit on, you think... We are in the middle of a hurricane. So.
Yeah, apparently half the building just fell.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to still be here, hopefully by the end of the hour, and survive and thrive this earthquake.
Sam, you okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. You alright?
Yeah.
Alright, we have good news. Our producer Sam is still alive. Engineer Sam is still alive.
Alright.
Oh, you didn't record the...
No, I didn't record. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
We have good news. Engineer Sam is still alive. Engineer Sam is still alive, and we still have all floors to the building.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But
as you were saying, my
as
friend.
I was saying, so OBJ loves to be a brown. He loves getting browned. So this is a brown out. And I don't know, Joey.
Official brown out.
I've been talking too much about this. Joey, give me your takes and
Well,
let's move on from this.
I
This
actually...
shit, no pun intended.
Pun absolutely intended. Listen, man, I got scammed yesterday by a fake Antonio Gibson account that had, I think, probably my favorite thing of the day, and it was simply just Antonio Gibson. That is the Redskins' new, probably RB1, after some news we'll get to here in a little bit that you've definitely already heard about, was shitting on Odell's face in the toilet. Listen. I fully support you. Everyone's gonna make the number 2 jokes like my partner over here across the table. Everyone's gonna make the shitty puns. Definitely pun intended. But I'm here to fully support you in your kinks, buddy. What the heart wants is what the heart wants, Snoop. Whatever gets you rock hard, whatever gets you through the day, OBJ, Joe says it's okay. And the rhymes are not going away even though I'm sober.
Yeah, exactly. So, OBJ, congratulations. You are literally the biggest laughing stock right now. He did come back with an Instagram post that says, oh, shit in my way, all that stuff. But you know what? Enjoy yourself. But
hey, man, from dick tattoos to getting shit on these celebrities, I'm telling you, when they say, oh, these rumors of these different kind of kinks come out, these are true. 10 times out of 10, they're being said for a reason. And when you get rich and famous, you know, just good old missionary doesn't do it anymore, dude.
Exactly. So, you know what? We'd be remiss because, you know what, we missed a lot of time and we didn't really discuss it, and I kind of wanted your take on it.
Yeah.
Darius Geis obviously got caught.
Speaking of not just missionary.
Yeah, he got caught with, I guess, domestic violence. I don't know if you get caught with that, but I'm glad he got caught because it was a lot of strangulation, apparently. He did a bunch of shit. Now there's 2 girls coming out from his LSU days saying they raped him and shit like that. So as Ron Rivera changes the culture there, the new president, the guy, Mr. Wright or whatever his name is, he's
John Wright.
John Wright.
Yeah.
He's changing the culture there. I know a bunch of people who work at the Redskins organization. They said he's coming in hot, asking questions.
Fan-fucking-tastic,
So guys getting cut wasn't a surprise when the news came out about domestic violence, but I want you to answer 2 questions.
Sure.
How you feel about it? Knee-jerk reaction. Number 2, do you feel like is this a Kareem Hunt situation? He's going to get signed somewhere else.
Couple things. One, I'm going to answer number 2 first.
Okay.
And the way
no
you...
pun intended.
No pun intended, once again, but pun intended, absolutely. Is the way you start out this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I tell you, Joe. Roger Dell's a greedy, money-grubbing whore.
Yep.
That's number 1 priority. He would kill his own grandmother if that meant more profit, right?
Exactly.
So I think that every other owner is the same way. I think to a certain extent. Now don't let me throw every owner under this bus, but I think you have your Jerry Joneses. I think you have your kind of, fuck it, I can look the other way, like the Browns organization as well. And again, not trying to pit every owner here, but I definitely can see him getting signed up again. I don't see it right away, but I say let's see it die down. In about a year or so, we're hearing Darius Geis' name again.
Okay.
Unfortunately. With that being said, I remember we did cover at least the first initial happenings when it happened, but as more kind of went down and more came out, I remember actually the day after it happened, I was at Buffalo Wing Factory, best wings in Ashburn, and
Sponsor.
Big sponsor, baby, that we love you, and he literally, the waiter comes up to us and goes, Darius Geis is hiding in his car right now, he won't come and get his food. And we go out there, the man's in tinted windows, hoodie up, hiding his fucking shame, absolutely like he should be, because he brought more continued shame to this Washington football team name to be determined, potentially maybe a later date, probably not, and is just continuing the destruction. Listen, you can bring in John Wright, you can bring in Ron Rivera, and I've said this before, but it's not changing until the fucking devil himself is gone. And I will say that until my breath and my lungs fucking drop, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's just funny because everybody was waiting for the Darius Geis show to show up because you remember he had that great preseason his rookie year, got hurt, then he had that great ending to last season, and then people were like, okay, so it's Darius Geis, now it's like, what the fuck? And it's like, I mean, I don't understand where people's mind go. I guess it's called that money mindset, where you think you're above the law and then shit happens like
Right.
this, and then you're just like, I can do whatever I want. I could strangle my girlfriend or wife or whatever she was.
Or have a woman shit on me. It's the same kind of mindset in a certain extent.
I cannot express how much this OBJ news gives me so much joy. Like, I hate that. Number one, I'm just gonna keep. Let's just do OBJ. This is an OBJ
Wait, can I
episode.
make one side note real
Yeah,
quick to
yeah.
the theme, and just to hit on the point you are hitting on before we go deep dive on OBJ and all
Yeah.
the shittings of it, is, I mean, yeah, you hit a point on the head though. I mean, athletes grown up their whole entire lives, and I've talked about this on a different show before. You're told your whole entire life you're the best at this, you're the greatest. No girl ever tells you no, or no man ever tells you no if you're a female athlete, I'm imagining. You know, I love my softball players. Anyway, besides the point, with that being said, is, you know, they tend to, when you're told your whole entire life you're amazing, you're the best, you're fantastic, you're phenomenal, you're gonna think you're above the fucking law. You're gonna think you're untouchable.
You think you're on top of the world.
You're gonna think that you can hit fucking women and get away with it, you fucking dirtbag.
So he's a dirtbag. And then another
And
one.
then a shitbag.
And then a
Come on,
shitbag.
it's just too easy. It's just too. I'm even giving it now.
Alright, we're done. OBJ, have a good season. We'll see you next year, you shitty person.
Well, let's
And
talk about another old ex-Redskins running
so,
back.
Adrian Peterson, everybody knows, a 38-year-old wonder. If you haven't seen him,
Ageless wonder, baby. Do not put an age on that man.
he got cut. Let's just say that. He got cut.
Shouldn't have. The only dude that kept us engaged last 2 years.
You know why he got cut. You want to know why he got cut? Because you're
I'm not that glad he did.
second overall pick almost killed him. He almost died. If you guys have not seen the video of Chase Young
That is
tackling
no exaggeration, by the way.
Adrian Peterson, it looks like a lion tackling a deer. Like it literally like go literally look at the Nature Channel.
Chris Traeger, literally.
Just watch it, and
Yeah.
then not more than like maybe 48 hours, he gets signed by the Lions. Proves my point of now Kerryon Johnson is worthless. I've said it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Swift has not been healthy. I traded him in a fantasy league. We'll get to fantasy stuff later, but
And as long as AP doesn't have PTSD, watch out.
AP and the Lions. He said Barry Sanders was one of his favorite players, so this is his time to shine. So
I think that system too is a good system built for running backs because you do have Stafford. He's gonna get you those consistent numbers. We know he's gonna throw between 250 to 350 a game, regardless of if he ends up 8-8 for the millionth time. It doesn't matter. So you know AP's gonna get those touches. We're still questionable about DeAndre Swift. I think eventually DeAndre Swift, when he does get healthy, or he's gonna be in there. I think it's gonna be more him than anything eventually, and I think you're gonna see Kerryon Johnson eventually just phased out completely. But nice AP. I love it, man. Keep on trucking. I'm sorry we let you go. I think we're making room for Antonio Gibson, and just so you did not sue Chase Young or charge Chase Young with assault matter.
honestly, but hey, AP, good luck in Detroit, and finally, Joe,
Finally.
can we say it now? The clown is finally clowning.
Thank fucking God.
He finally
Jesus
signed with the
Christ. We
team
don't have to
that-
talk about this anymore, right?
This is
Alright, next
now-
topic.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about this whole thing? He went to the team that everybody thought. He went to his old head coach or his old defensive coordinator when he was.
We said this
assistant.
from the beginning, from week 1 back in fucking April. We said, I think we both agreed, likely landing spot is Titans, right?
Exactly, and he goes to the Titans for the deal that we all thought, $12 million, 1 year, whatever, no franchise tag, yada yada yada, prove it deal, and then you get what? Then this story comes out of the Jaguars and the Browns doing a sign and trade, and the Saints and the Ravens doing a sign and trade. Apparently, there's no such thing as a sign and trade
Right.
in the NFL.
Right.
I don't know.
This
But
isn't fucking Madden. Which,
I know-
by the way, don't even get me into that.
I know the Browns and the Ravens are like my division rivals, but why did you go through all that like inner working of like, okay, you take $5 million, I take $10 million, you can have my pick, I can have Clowney, bro. Clowney, thank you for not thank you the Titans, thank you Clowney, thank you for picking all that so we didn't have to deal with it. So Clowney to the Titans, fuck them.
Can we talk about that for a second though?
Yes.
Like, in what world does that seem okay to you in terms of team morale, in terms of respect towards a player, in terms of I think that's just a fuck you, like here's your value and shit off, and I mean it's to me, if you're gonna sign a guy, the first thing I don't want to do is trade him. I mean, call me fucking crazy, call me old-fashioned, but that's just, and one, it's not even allowed, like we already said, it's not even allowed in the NFL, so what's the point?
Right. I just don't get it. Like, I think this is what I say when, like, people overthink things. This is one of those times.
This is the ultimate.
This is when you think you're like this is why I think being a GM is easier than what people make it to believe. And these are the stories that make me say I could be a GM. I'm sorry, like I know I'm not really qualified to be a GM, but like when you do stupid shit like this, or like Bill O'Brien sending off DeAndre Hopkins for like David Johnson, these are this kind of stories that I'm like, are you guys really just overthinking this? Or are you trying to be like trolls? I don't know what you're trying to do.
It just happens. All you do is just make things more complicated. You put yourself in a little pretzel box, and then Jadeveon Clowney ends up where he's supposed to all along anyway. So
right, exactly. So Clowney, good job. Freeman, on the other hand, did not get signed by the Jaguars. He went to go meet with the Jaguars. The Jaguars, he actually said, "We're good.
We're super good.
We're fine. So peace out." But
it looks like you've been enjoying yourself a little too much during quarantine, buddy. Looks like you did a little too much DoorDash or getting
you know what's
Joe
funny
up
about the whole? You know what's the funny thing about the whole thing? They cut Leonard Fournette because they hate Leonard Fournette, and Leonard Fournette goes to the Buccaneers. Of course, out of all places, the Buccaneers.
I got him in a 13th round of a draft, and then he got signed an hour later. That was fucking
That's great.
fantastic.
That's a great thing. So you might not. So honestly, I think this was one of the few spots I'm like, who knows what's gonna happen, because Bruce Arians likes to do that switch off. So we'll see what Leonard Fournette does, but he did not get his contract yet. He just got like a 2-year some bullshit contract just to play with Tom Brady. He even said, "Finally, I get to play with a quarterback."
Yeah, that's the quote of this
shot,
week, right?
Shot to Blake Bortles, shot to Minshew.
That's not a shot. That is not, in my opinion, that is not a fucking
It's not a shot. It's true though. Like that's the best quarterback he's ever gonna play with. But
when the other quarterbacks you played with, one of the most famous things they said is, rather than if I could do anything else besides play quarterback, is rip SIGs and work construction. Yeah, and then you go to the best quarterback of all time. You got to feel pretty goddamn good. It's not a shot. It's nothing but
still,
goddamn facts and the truth.
It's still kind of. It's like, damn, yeah, it's Tom Brady, but fuck.
If I'm Blake Bortles, I'm at home. He's right.
He's in LA right now, backing up Jared Goff. So good for him.
I completely forgot about that.
Exactly.
I didn't know Blake Bortles was still alive, so good for him.
But hey, speaking of contracts, we got 3 big ones came through. So let's start with the biggest one. Deshaun Watson signs his $42 million a year deal. He's making him the second highest quarterback, of course, to only Patrick Mahomes. This is now Ravens and Cowboys sweating their balls off.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott's going to ask for about the same. Lamar Jackson, if he stays on his trajectory, he might ask for more than Deshaun Watson. We'll see if he gets the Patrick Mahomes money. But
I think he'll get it right.
But Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, trading DeAndre Hopkins was for this deal. So he deserves this deal. I think Watson, if not the second best, third best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. I mean, I'd say that I think Kyler Murray's poised for a breakout year could take that
Lamar,
Lamar and then Patrick, and we're not going to get any debate right now.
No, I'm saying like right now,
those are
Patrick, Russell, and him, because they've had the body of work. Lamar and Kyler could make that jump. Still, it takes some time. So
we're on the same page without getting too detailed.
There it is. We'll see how fantasy and the picks go, but. That's great for Deshaun. And to the guy that they traded, DeAndre Hopkins, got his deal being the highest paid non-quarterback on the offense, 5-year extension.
Most deserving of his deal.
So he is now stuck with the Arizona Cardinals, which makes it great because now it's him and Kyler for the rest of his prime and Kyler's rookie deal. So
and I said it before, I say it again, I'm so goddamn excited to see that offense.
I cannot wait to see that too. And then last, but certainly not least, Jalen Ramsey signed the highest quarterback contract at $105 million, 5 years with the Rams, who traded 2 first-round picks for him.
Also well-deserved.
So he well-deserved. I think he's the third best corner.
I see he's getting personalized houses picked out for him. Exactly. Hard Knocks. Man's got it made.
Man's got it made. He knew he was going to get paid, so he was looking around. Nobody trades 2 or 3 first-round picks just not to use for 2 years and say bye. Yeah.
I love the mindsets of those players too. I mean, if you look in, you see like a Jalen Ramsey comes in, he knows what he got, he knows what he brings to the table, and I respect the hell out of it every single time, man.
So
make of it what you will, I respect the hell out of it.
Outside of Gilmore and him, Tre'Davious White also signed a contract extension. He's now the second highest paid quarter after the Jalen news. but he does obviously well deserved as well. He's
Absolutely, man.
if you look at Pro Football Focus, if you like those stats, he's actually better than Gilmore in certain
What if
areas.
I fucking don't?
You don't have to, but in my opinion,
I don't mind him.
Gilmore, White, Ramsey, those are my top 3 corners, and I think all of them deserve those contracts that they got.
I think there's not a lot of debate there.
Yeah, and DeAndre is the top 3 wide receiver in it week in, week out. So,
Do we hit all the headlines? I think we got it all, baby.
I think I got all of them. I think we got all that were relevant to the time because, honestly, if we did from when we last did the show to now, it could be a 3-hour show. So
yeah, it would be way too fucking loaded, and as much as everyone loves to hear our wonderful voices, I don't know if they want to hear it for 3 hours. But my favorite segment of the show is back, Nude. I will be keeping track this year. Iceberg, whenever you do want to come back, you're welcome to be a guest, but for now, I will be keeping track of the gambling corner this year. That's right, once again, me and Nude will be competing to who will get a ball to the nuts and who will be buying each other Wing Factory.
Let's do it.
Again, best wings in the Ashburn area. With that being said, we are going to start off with week 1 and keep track throughout the entire season. And as we already know, whoever has the best record at the end of the season is the one that gets to throw the ball to said nuts. Hopefully after last year, I can still have kids. So far, no one's pregnant. With that being said, the gambling corner. Starting off, finally, and talk about Nude, I'm A-okay because I don't need to drink when my other drug of choice is back. That is foosball, baby. Starting this Thursday, we got the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The over-under is set at 54.5, and the spread jumped this morning from 6 to 9. Nude, who you got?
Wow.
Who you like?
Well, that it's because of the Brandon Cooks might not play, but I'm still picking the over, and I'm also picking the Chiefs. Chiefs will cover at the 9, I think, as well.
Wow.
So give me the 9, Kansas City, and the over.
All right, fair enough with me. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to say on this one, I disagree. I think that it is the under. I think the Chiefs do win this game. Don't get me wrong.
But they don't cover.
They don't cover. I think you get a final score here of 27-24, just barely missing that over.
Nice. All right, next game, baby.
Next game, baby, is going to be at New England against the Dolphins. We have a surprisingly small spread, actually not that surprising given their past history of the Dolphins are plus 6.5, over under is 43.
So I'm going to go under on this one. I think this is going to be a low scoring game, and I'm going to be very surprising here and taking the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins...
Oh, baby! We got a hot steaming pile of takes, baby. We got a hot steaming pile of takes. And I thought we are engineering fucking there.
We're good.
Okay.
That's what I love about a podcast. But in my opinion, I think with all the reports coming out of camp about Cam, I think Cam still needs a kind of like a preseason a little bit. So I'm going to use the first 3 weeks kind of like they're going to go 1-2, maybe 0-3, but they'll go higher. So with a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick,
Okay.
we'll see.
A little Fitz magic coming?
Little Fitz magic. Maybe surprise. That is my surprise upset, actually.
I think I think this is a close game. I disagree with you, Newt. I think
That's
the
fine.
Pats.
I know this was not going to be a hot take,
I
or
think-
not a popular take. So.
I think Cam, and I'm not taking another ball to the nuts. I do want to be a father at some point in my life. So with that being said, I want to go ahead. I'm going to call barely over here as well. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say they cover, the Dolphins cover, but lose ultimately here in what is a 21-24 battle.
Wow.
Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns heading into Baltimore to go see the king himself, Lamar Jackson, reigning MVP.
Why did you do this?
The cover is +8, and it is an over-under of 48.5. Nude, who do you got?
I'm hot taking the shit king. That's number 1. So now no,
I know who you're talking
you know
about.
who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Ravens. I don't think they cover. I think it's a closer game than people are going to expect. I think they're both going to come out flat, so I'm going to pick the under as well. But
Yeah.
I'm going to pick. I guess in this scenario, I picked the Ravens to win, Browns to cover, under.
And this is a rare time where Newt and Joe are on the same page. That's correct. I also believe it will be an under in a Browns cover. Coming up next, coming in to chilly cold Buffalo to go see the Bills Mafia, baby, is the New York, also quite shitty Jets. And coming in at a +6.5 underdogs and with an over-under of 39.5.
Shit. That's a close one. I'm going to go under. I'm going to say Bills cover. That's tough, right? I think. Well, when your head coach in Jetsville tells the media,
Good old Jetsville.
like Jetsville. Oh, me and the actual star player actually like each other. I want you guys to know that.
Yes.
That's problematic. Like the Jets have a lot more problems than winning a game right now. So they're gonna lose heavily, and it's still gonna be under.
The Jets shock the country for my upset of the week. That's right. Joe's hot steaming pile of takes is truly back in good fashion. I say Jets shock everybody in this one. In what is, I agree with Dude, an under of 17-13. New York Jets shock the Bills in Buffalo. Coming up next, Las Vegas Raiders are coming to very hot North Carolina to go see the Panthers, where it should absolutely be a shit show. Over under for some reason here is 48, and the underdogs are the Panthers at +3.
Give me the Panthers. Okay, give me the Panthers hard. And then I'm going to go, I think I know why it's so high. It's because the defenses are absolute worse than Swiss cheese. So give me...
Fair.
So, and CMC, he loves them Swiss cheese defenses.
That means there's holes.
Boom, boom. But still give me the under. I think it's going to be a low-score game. CMC will have 2 touchdowns, but I think that's the end of the scoring right there. 14-0.
Straight up?
14-0.
Ruggsy or Waller doesn't come through with one from Carr?
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. They're going to get in the red zone a couple times, Raiders. They're going to throw picks, fumbles, everything.
Not a field goal on the side.
Nothing. Jacobs
You're predicting a fat goose egg.
Jacobs will have 200
Raiders.
yards. Jacobs will have 200 yards through like 2 fumbles. Ruggs is going to have like 150 yards catching, and Derek Carr is going to have 2 interceptions, 350-yard passing.
Yeah. I can't 100% disagree here at all. I definitely think it's going to be one of the worst games to watch come Sunday for sure. I definitely think CMC goes off and. Not exactly Newt and Joe on the same page here, though. I do believe the under hits. I believe it is a 20-17 game with the Panthers kind of just hitting that cover. So you're probably just going to go ahead and you're going to hit out even there. So what I would go ahead and recommend, again, I'd say Panthers cover, under. I think Panthers may end up winning this one, but I'm saying 2017 Raiders. CMC is just not quite enough. And Ruggs and Waller really show what they can do despite who their quarterback is.
Bingo.
Bingo, baby! With that being said, it's time to go to good old dirty Atlanta, where the Seahawks are looking to defeat the Falcons. As obviously the Falcons here are underdogs at +2, and the over-under is 49. Again, I think a high over-under. I say all week ones probably go under for the most part.
Yeah. Where are they playing again?
They are playing in Atlanta.
This one's tough. I'm going to go over, and I'm going to say Atlanta. I think.
Woo!
See, I'm
Dude is coming strong.
I think the reason why I'm picking a lot of overs is because I feel like the offenses will be more on point than the defenses.
You think the no preseason favors better, more advantage-wise for the offense
Offense than the defense.
How so?
Especially one where it's Matt Ryan, Julio, Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst, and Todd Gurley.
You've been watching their YouTube channel?
Well, no. yes.
I know you have.
Yes, I know you have. But like they have a rapport. That's what I'm saying. They have a rapport, and they're doing great, and that's what I'm saying.
Calvin Ridley's prime for a breakout for sure.
We'll get to him.
I know we will. I know we will. I'll settle down. So you're saying straight up Falcons victory here with the over. What's your score?
41-21.
41 to fucking 20 fucking 1.
Yeah.
Well, there you a hot steaming pile of takes once again coming from these
That's why
people on
the
picks.
degenerates are us. That's why everybody's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fucking nuts for sure. As an avid gambler and as an avid degenerate, I don't agree with that at all. I see where you're coming from, and honestly, it's probably going to be a hot pick. I don't see Russell coming out losing game one. I think he's over-prepared for this. I see them being a little bit more ready overall as a team. I think the Falcons coming out. I'll even agree with your over-under here. I don't think the Falcons cover either. Take that -2. I think it is 31-28. Good old
Damn.
Seattle Seahawks.
All right. Next up.
Next up, baby, is the Philadelphia Eagles coming to good old DC to face the Washington football team name to be determined later, potentially, but probably not. And of course, they are fucking underdogs. Surprisingly, it went down from earlier in the week. It was, I believe, +6.5. It's now +5.5. And the over-under is 42.5.
So
Do you like unders?
Yeah, it's under. Yeah,
Do you like unders?
And guess what? Picking y'all. I'm picking the team. I'm picking the football team.
You're picking the football team name to be determined later at a later date, but maybe not. And so you're picking them to fucking win.
Yeah.
No. What are you?
Yep.
What are you taking? Do you need a hiatus from the show?
You're gonna watch something that's gonna shock the world.
So just so we have it correct here, I'm saying Jets are gonna win.
Yep.
You're saying the Dolphins and the Washington football team name to be determined at a later date, potentially, but probably not, are going to win. Just can you say that for me out loud? In the same sentence, I want you to say this week 1 in the NFL.
I said what I said. I don't need to repeat it. I said what I said. I'm confident in what I said.
All right.
And this is week 1 is usually the week. Now with no preseason, is the week you go crazy on who is going to win what. So those are my 2 crazy picks. After that, it's probably going to be chalk. But yes.
Listen. I love it, and I can in good conscience do it whatsoever.
I know you want to do it.
I want to.
You remember what happened week 1 last year, right?
So bad.
You remember that, right?
I do, but so close.
And
no
the Eagles
cigar.
have a worse defense than they did last time.
So close, no cigar. Redskins cover. It is an under 21-14 in a very slow, very boring. Redskins, excuse me, 21-17. Redskins cover. Very low, very slow, boring game. Listen, I want to pick them more than Nude does. In my heart of hearts, we all know I do, but I can't in good conscience. I'm trying to win this year. I don't want another ball in my nuts again. I do want to experience fatherhood at some point, so I am going to go ahead and say Redskins cover, Philly wins with the under.
Damn. All right, next game.
Coming in to good old Detroit, baby,
Here's the game.
is the Chicago Bears. Hoping that Mitch can finally get it together and more, and our underdogs are the Bears at +3. Gotta love that sentence. And the over/under is 44. Nude, who you like? Who you taking? What you feeling?
Under for sure, and give me the Bears.
Under, sure. Give them the Bears. Another what would be considered technically an upset pick.
I mean,
According to the numbers. According to the numbers.
Name me one person on that defense now that Darius Slay is gone, and not Okuda, the rookie.
Fuck me, silly.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
there it is.
I had it a couple days
That's
ago,
all
but
that
right
matters.
now it is dead blank. And I'm not even gonna try right now. Who's ever, you can yell at me later through the comments and through the podcast. But with that being said, I gotta go. We're going opposite here again. I say Lions once again barely cover. I think when AP has about a 100-yard day, shocks the world there as well. I think Matt Stafford really just lights it up all day with his partner in crime, Kenny Galladay. I think that's the best receiver he's had since good old Calvin. With that being said, I even take them to cover here, Nude. I say it is a 21-10 Lions game.
Nice.
Coming up next, another kind of put a game. It's going to be, and Indianapolis Colts going into the, yes, we are tanking, fuck everybody, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Indianapolis Colts. Don't even give me the line. Indianapolis Colts and under.
They're covering.
Covering.
Okay,
Come on,
so they're covering 8
Who
and...
am I gonna? Who they? They're
And over
facing
under 45.
mustache and baby chart. That's it.
Samesies moving right along, cover and under. With that being said, a great game I think will happen here after that shitty game. And our final 1 o'clock game of the day on Sunday is the Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings in what is as classic comes with football. And Newt, Vikings are going to be favored here at -2.5, and which I find a little surprising. Yep. And in the over, yep. Can we just freeze frame and meme Newt's face right there?
Packers, dude.
Pure disgustion.
Packers, bro.
And over under is 45.5.
Packers, and people will be surprised that they would think this game is going to be like kind of a shootout, but I'm going to go under. I think the defenses are way better than people give them credit for. Plus, I don't know how that offense is going to look without Diggs on the other side, but Justin Jefferson should step in pretty well, as it's Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard and Jimmy. Okay, yeah, it's just under. Packers win though. Holy shit.
I mean, can I ask you a quick side note?
Yeah.
Unless this gets into our later segment, does Lazard show up this year? Okay, moving right along, let's do our later segment. You see where my head's at. With that being said, baby, I mean...
I'm smirking, that's why you stopped.
I think this is fucking disrespectful too. I think it's easy money. I take the Packers here all day long, and it's plus 130 for them to straight up win, so take that all day, and that's ridiculous. I think the final score is an under as well, but just barely under at 28. Let me do my math here to make sure I'm correct. 28-17.
Nice.
28-17. Just barely under.
Nice.
With that being said, let's go to 4 o'clocks, Nude. What do you say? We only got 3 4 o'clocks here, or 4:05 and 2 4:25s. And the first and only 4:05 is the Los Angeles Chargers versus, he's finally going to be premiering, the Cincinnati Bengals and good old Joe Burrow, baby. We got a favored -3 Chargers here, and the over-under is 43.
Under for sure. I think it's going to be a 28 to 10 game, as well as I'm going to go with give me the Chargers just because I don't like rookie quarterbacks right now. If Joe Burrow is really going to be the guy right now, I don't think it's going to. It's like what I said about Cam, but 10 times worse. I think it's going to be a shit show from the beginning, and I trust Eckler and the boys and the defense. So.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think this one's a pretty easy can go. I'd even take the -3 there. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'd say around the same, a 2010 game. With that being said, this is one of my top games of the week. I'm absolutely fucking thrilled about it. I already mentioned I'm excited to see one of those offenses, and that offense is going into San Francisco to see almost the defending champions, but not quite, in the San Francisco 49ers. The spread here is 7. Obviously, Cardinals being the dog. I think that's an interesting spread. Over under 47.5. And I'd like everyone to remember, the Cardinals team did take one from the 49ers last year. And they kept the other one quite close.
So I'm going to say 49ers win, but they do not cover. I think the Cardinals cover. And the over hits. I think
that's going to be a popular take.
I know 49ers defense is one of the best. I think now, like you said, they did steal. Divisional games always go differently, especially with a team like the Cardinals and the 49ers. It's week 1. So,
right.
I mean, let's just have a show, and I can't wait to see DeAndre Hopkins go against Richard Sherman and all that shit. So
it should be good, man. It should be an awesome game. I don't think, and because everyone's going to be hammering that +7 all day long, I believe, I'm taking that -7. Here's why. I think, one, yes, I'm excited to watch this offense, but I don't think this offense clicks week 1. I think you have a team that's already been together, already proven themselves, was dominant last year. I think first game, they come ready to go. I think this Cardinal team takes a couple weeks to kind of figure itself out and its identity. Give me 49ers -7. Give me the over here, and what is going to be a 31-21 game.
nice. Nice.
With that being said, another one that everybody has been waiting for since some guy named Thomas Brady went ahead. I never heard that before. Since some guy named Tom Brady went ahead and signed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and a whole slew of friends come right along as he said he's had a great time in camp and hopes mom and dad can meet all his friends coming soon. And he's going to meet, hopefully his parents will meet all his friends in New Orleans, baby, where we have probably the most hyped showdown so far, week 1, easily, right? Except for maybe that Texans-Chiefs game, but I said this has got to beat it pretty soundly. With that being said, we do have a favored Saints here at -3.5. The over-under is 49. This is one of the games, if I could go first real quick, if you don't mind on this one. This is one of the games where I like to tell my degenerates, enjoy. Stay away and enjoy. Because I think this is one of those that you can't really see. You can't really predict anything. I would say hit that over. I think it's going to be an explosive game. I'm going to go on Noob's theory here. I don't think those defenses are going to be quite ready for firepower for both sides. I think it's going to be an explosive fucking game. It's going to be closer than a 3-point game. So I'm going to go ahead and say a shocker. Actually, not really a shocker anyway, I don't think. But I'm going to go ahead and say Brady gets it done just barely against the Saints in his premiere with the Buccaneers. And another 31-28 game.
Nice. I'm going to go with the Saints, and I'm going marching in. They...
Oh, when the Saints, oh, when the Saints, oh, when the Saints come marching in.
And they're